Hi everyone, welcome to rachelpichleryoga. If we haven't met before, my name is Rachel. Today we're doing a nice full body flexibility practice. You're going to need just a little bit of space to move, and let's get started. So let's begin today in child's pose. So you can come over onto your knees, bringing them out nice and wide, your big toes together, sending the hips back towards your heels, and then you can reach your arms out in front. Maybe push into your fingertips, your palms a little bit, just to send the hips back a little bit further towards the heels. And then you can slowly start to melt it down. Resting your forehead, let your chest and your shoulders soften. Closing your eyes and taking a nice big breath in and out. And another big breath in and out. Let's do one more really big inhale and let it go. Awesome, you guys. You can stay just like this. Or if you want to add a side stretch, we're just going to lift the forehead up a little bit, walking your arms, your hands over towards the left side, probably off of your mat, creating some nice length for that right arm. And then slowly melting your forehead and your chest back down. Keeping your hips low. Maybe continuing to breathe just a little bit deeper. Just to help you settle in. And if you did, walk your arms over towards the left side. Slowly lift your forehead. As you inhale, walk your hands back to center. And as you exhale, you can bring your hands, your arms over towards the right side. Create as much length through that left arm this time as you can. Dropping your forehead down, the chest. Just finding that nice side stretch through the shoulder, through the arm. Maybe the side body. Awesome, you guys. Use an inhale. Slowly lift back up. Walk your hands back to the middle of your mat. Just push into your palms again. Send your hips back towards your heels. And then use an inhale and lift your hips. Walk your hands in underneath your shoulders. Bring your knees in under your hips. And let your hips go for a nice rock side to side. We're going to be bringing our right leg forward, setting up for pigeon next. So you can slide that right leg forwards, lay down the shin, keeping your left leg behind you. Bringing that heel, that right heel as close to the left hip as you would like. Try to find your center where you're not leaning over to one side. And then inhale as you lift up through the chest. Maybe you'd like to stay lifted through the upper body or take just a little tip forwards. But you can also come all the way down. Let your upper body completely relax and be heavy. We're not going to be here too long. As you let your upper body get heavier, you're going to feel that right leg and glute a lot more. Nice job, you guys. If you're folding forwards, let's use an inhale and lift the chest again. And just planting your hands, we're going to come back into our tabletop. So just push your way back as graceful as you can. Make your way onto your hands and knees. Rock those hips side to side if you want to shake it out a few times. We're going to keep our hips high, right above our knees, walking our arms out in front. You can keep your arms straight and your palms facing down, or you can bring your palms together. Walking the elbows as far away from your shoulders as you need to start to feel the stretch through the shoulders. And dropping the forehead, letting the chest get heavy. If your palms are together, you might lift them up above the head, bringing the thumbs towards the top of the back, the shoulders. And if you do happen to have your hands lifted up, slowly drop them back down. Let your palms find your mat again. Using an inhale, lift your chest. Walk your hands under your shoulders. You might want a shoulder roll, a shoulder wiggle. We're going to switch sides into our pigeon with our left leg going forwards, laying down the shin, adjusting the legs so that you feel centered. Taking an inhale to lift up through the chest. Remember, you can stay here or you can fold forwards. Let your upper body get a little heavier. And just like that, let's use an inhale, lift on up. Plant your hands and find your way back into your tabletop. Maybe rocking your hips side to side again. Shake out those hips. So from here, I want you just to bring your knees a little bit wider than hip width apart. We're going to reach our left arm out in front and slide our right arm underneath the chest. So you can just drop that right shoulder down, kind of straight out in front, resting your right cheek or your forehead. Or if you want more of a twist, you can bring your right shoulder as close to your left knee as you can get it. We're still all going to keep our hips nice and high, resting the right cheek, but the closer you bring your right shoulder to the left knee, the more you're going to feel that through your back. And then the left hand, you might bring it back over and above the head and just try to open the chest, turning the chest to the left side. You might feel a nice shoulder stretch. You might feel a nice twist or both. And we'll stay for just one more breath. And then using an inhale, push into that left hand so that you can lift that right shoulder. And you can find your tabletop again. If you do need to adjust your knees, if you weren't happy with how wide your knees were, you can make that adjustment. Take your time, take a shoulder roll or a hip sway side to side. We're just going to switch. So option 1, just reaching the right arm out, sliding the left under the chest, coming straight on down. Or you can try to bring that left shoulder as close to the right knee as you can get it. Keeping those hips high and using the right hand for support to help you open up the chest towards the left side. Let's take the last full breath here. And using an inhale to lift back up. And bring your hands back to under your shoulders. You can bring your knees all the way together. You can sit back on the heels. We're going to find child's pose. If you want to bring your knees out wide, feel free. But if you want to rest your arms at your sides and your palms facing up, you might want to keep your knees together. Resting the forehead. Softening the shoulders. Just take a moment to scan your body. To breathe. And to notice the breath. And when you feel ready, use an inhale and slowly start to lift your forehead and your chest back up. We're going to be bringing our right foot forwards and finding a lunge. If you do want some extra padding for that back knee, feel free to roll your mat over. Untuck those back toes though. Rest on the top of your back foot, sinking into the hips. Finding that nice, lovely hip flexor. And you can either keep your foot in the middle in your nice lunge, or you can join me in lizard. Heel toe your right foot over to the edge. Bring your hands under your shoulders for nice support. Let the hips get a little heavier. That right knee can fall out to the side. You might feel that left hip flexor as well as that right side now. Awesome, you guys. Slowly, if you did bring your foot out to the edge, heel toe back to center. We're all going to send our hips back for half splits. So you can put your toes down into the mat right now, bringing some length into the top of the ankle and the shin. So send your hips back just enough to bring some length into this right leg. You can drop your chest if you need more. And if your toes are kind of touching your mat or trying to touch your mat, you might see what happens when you point them up. Flexing that foot, that might deepen the stretch through the back of the leg. And again, just dropping the chest towards the knee if you need more. Awesome, you guys. Let's use an inhale and slowly bend into the front knee. You can plant your hands. We're just going to find our tabletop, bringing your right knee back down. Maybe a couple rocks side to side with the hips. And then you can bring your left foot forward, setting up your lunge again. On the other side. Untuck those back toes. Rest that back knee. Maybe roll the mat over. Sending the hips forwards and down. And either staying here in the lunge or heel toeing the left foot out to the side. Letting the hips get heavy. Letting the left knee fall out to the side. Awesome, you guys. Start to slowly heel toe that left foot back in. And then send your hips back, half splits. Maybe pushing the ball of the foot down first. Just see how that feels on your leg, your shin, your ankle. And then maybe trying to flex the foot. See how the difference feels between the position of the ankle and the foot. Awesome, you guys. Let's use an inhale. Bending back into the front knee. Planting your hands, sending that left knee back into your tabletop. A couple rocks side to side, but the hips might feel good. And then you can start to cross your ankles. Have a seat. Bringing your legs out in front. You can start with your knees nice and bent. Take an inhale to lengthen through your spine. As you exhale, bring your chest towards your knees. If it feels good to round through the spine, you can let the spine round and the chin tuck towards the collarbone. If it does not feel good to round the spine, keep it long. Keep the chest proud. And you might even send your legs out a little bit longer. Finding a forward fold. And if you are folding forwards right now, take another breath here. And then with the inhale, you can slowly start to lift your upper body. If your legs are out long, bend them. Give yourself another hug, a little rock side to side. We're going to lay down on our backs, rolling on down, planting the feet. Maybe a couple rocks side to side for the low back, but you can start to reach your arms out wide as well. We're going to move into another twist, and you can bring your knees over towards the left side when you're ready. Maybe stacking the legs or crossing the legs. If you want to get into your neck a little bit, you could turn your chin towards the right shoulder. And breathing just a little bit deeper. And if your chin's turning to that right shoulder, just use an inhale to lift it back up. And then use another inhale to bring the knees back up out of your twist. Maybe take just a couple rocks side to side. Give your low back a quick massage. When you're ready to let your knees fall to the other side, one more twist. You can start to let them fall over to the right, maybe crossing the leg, maybe turning the chin to the left shoulder this time. And just breathing a little bit deeper. Starting with the chin, using an inhale to bring it back up. And then another inhale to bring the legs out of your twist. You might keep the feet planted or pull your knees into your chest. You could do a couple rocks side to side, massaging the low back again. And then whenever you're ready to start to make your way into Shavasana, whatever that's going to look like for you today, you can make your way into a comfy position where your entire body can relax. And take another big breath in and let it go. as always. I do encourage you to stay here for as long as you have time for. But thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you enjoyed the practice. And until next time, namaste.